Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CSGO Clutch Podcast, sponsored by Prize Picks. My name is Adam Cohn. I'm your host. Solo pod edition here on the podcast today. Dan will be rejoining us for the next main slate. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at the Blast Premier Spring Finals 2021. Your broadcast talent for this event, Freya, is our desk host with Analyst Maniac and Pimp. Your commentated teams of Anders and Semler and Lawners and Scrawny. Your interviewer is James Banks, and your observer is Prius. This format, it is only 8 teams in the Spring Final. The winner of the Blast Premier Spring Final takes home a cool $225,000 and a spot at the Blast Premier World Final and 4,000 Blast Premier points. Your format, this is a double elimination bracket, and all matches are best of 3. Let's get into the teams here. It is only 8 teams. We have Big, Complexity, Navi, Ninjas in Pajamas, Evil Geniuses, FaZe Clan, G2 Esports, and Gambit Esports. Alright, here we go. Double elimination bracket. Let's go over it, ladies and gentlemen. We have Gambit versus EG, Nip versus Complexity on the top half of the upper bracket. The bottom half of the upper bracket is G2 versus Big, Navi versus FaZe Clan. This is going to be fun. You win the upper bracket semis, you head on over to the finals. From the upper bracket final, you head right on over to the grand final. It does not look like there is a best of 1 map advantage, but there is most likely a map 1 advantage. We will have to wait and see to find that out. See if we can get some more information over here. Pull up HLTV. Nope, it's a best of 3. So no one gets a map advantage. But obviously, you want to avoid playing any extra, play that extra lower bracket. Round 3. Match. I will go through some predictions super quickly. So I think Gambit's going to knock off EG 2-0. We just saw this. So really, there's nothing of a surprise here. So I will take Gambit. So I'll take Gambit over EG. I will take Nip over Complexity in a very close 2-1 matchup. I'll take G2 over Big. G2 finally looked consistent. Navi over FaZe Clan. I'm going to take Gambit to advance over the Ninjas in a 2-1 contest to proceed in the upper bracket final. I am going to take G2 over Navi, setting up a Gambit G2 matchup for the upper bracket final. Well, I will have G2 win in an upset to get to the grand final. And I'm going to have Gambit get right back to the grand final. I see them going down and taking on... It doesn't really matter, it's Gambit. So, let's go ahead, and I would just say the Ninjas. I think they should have a good chance here. So, alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. This is going to be a very quick tournament. It is only lasting from June 15th to the 20th. It is going to be tons of fun. Let's head over to hltv.org and see if we have any recent news to cover. And there it is. So we have Olaf Meister returning to the FaZe lineup. This was kind of expected. So if we just... I can read this real quickly to you all. This should be nothing of a surprise with Cold Zero's benching. So, oh, this is interesting. So Twists revealed that the team plans to use this phase, quote, on a more permanent basis, end quote. That's interesting. So, I mean, we'll see how Olaf Meister does for now. So, you know, we'll see. I don't know if this is the permanent solution for them, but we will see. Axile securing his second MVP. Congratulations to Axile. You'll love to see that. And we have a Starlighters doing another CS Armor event. Close qualifier. Love to see that. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be so much fun. Here we go. Blast Premier Fall Final to take place as an arena event in Copenhagen. A 12,000 person capacity venue. Excuse me, a 12,000 capacity venue in Denmark will host the tournament on November 23rd to the 28th. November 23rd to the 28th, with the last 3 days being open to the public. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting back to land. Told you. Once we get to ESO Pro League Season 14, I believe they're going to definitely start trying land again on more of a basis than we've seen online play. That will change things. Don't worry, Dan and I will cover that, and we'll talk about some of the implications of that. But this is exciting news. We're going to have fans in an arena for a final. Like this could be a blast. No pun intended. Let's see if there's any other news we need to go over here real quick. Mix joins Nordovin as head coach. Guardian's going to stand in for Trident. That'll be fun. I'm not going to get into the Akuma. I don't know if you want to call it a scandal. You can kind of call it a scandal. But, yeah, I have no desire to go into that right now. So, this is it. $600 gloves. These are nice looking gloves, but $600? What? No thanks. Anyway, and this is also news that Dan and I will eventually go over the next time Fury are on a slate. So Junior has stepped down and Honda's now back in the lineup. So we will see what that means for Furia. But in the meantime, let's get into this slate here, ladies and gentlemen. We're not recapping any other winning lineups from any of the previous slates. We're going to get right into this two-game Blast Premier Spring Final 2021 Day 1 slate. Gambit versus EG to start us off. Slate starts 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Please make sure you have your lineup saying on time, ready to go. And Shiro, highest price player on the slate at 9,800. Hobbit coming in at 9,200. And the IAM Summer MVP Exile is coming at 8,200. Someone looking to attack on this slate. Hobbit is someone that's really interested in me. So let's take a look at Hobbit's stats over the last couple games. Because he's someone that interests me. From a what exactly happened standpoint. Right? So, like, 3 maps, 105 DK points. I'm kind of throwing that one out. Because that was the best of 5 grand final. Not including those stats. So if we take a look at these stats, not including that. So let's take a look at the IEM stuff. Versus Astralis, 57 DK points, 50 DK points, 58, 60. Look, we know Hobbit has the skills to crush. Let's take a look at Exile, who's $1,000 cheaper. It's like night and day. 100 DK points, 69, 87, 61. And again, throwing that one out, that's 130. I think Exile is going to be extremely popular. I think he's going to be popular for good reason. Quite frankly, I don't care. Exile is a core play for me on the slate. Shiro's someone I want to pair him with if I can afford it. I'm looking at pricing for the first time while I'm recording this podcast for all of you. So you're going to get my raw thoughts right off the top. Inters is someone that it interests me on the slate. We need to find ways of getting different, ladies and gentlemen. We need to find ways to get different. So, 45 points, 18, 56, 57, 58. That 58 points was versus, OG, and that was the best of 3. I'll take 57 points. Actually, I really can't take that, but I don't mind Inters. Get different, probably sub 15% ownership. I don't mind Inters at all in MME formats, or if you just want to completely go off the rails, one entry, you'll play a 3-stack of Gambit, and you want to include Inters in that stack, I don't mind it. Nafany is my third favorite play, actually over Hobbit. I'll get a little frisky here with that. Nafany we know is a little up and down. Why is he up and down? He likes to, not so much entry, he likes to get information, he likes to take space. He is the IGL for Gambit, and someone I have much interest in the slate. He's my third favorite from Gambit on this slate. 68 DK points, 37, 53, 66. Nafany is someone I'm interested in on the slate. Hobbit comes in at 4th for me, and Inters at 5, I believe the support player for Gambit. On the EG side of things, Mihu and Obo have been the 2 stars for this team. I have no idea what's going on with Breezy. If we take a look at Breezy's stats, 15 DK points. That was the best of 1. 35, 23. Breezy we know has the ceiling. I don't know what's going on with him right now. I don't know if they're going through the motions. I have not a clue. MME formats, I'm absolutely interested in Breezy. Mihu is the number 1 player I'm interested in on this team. Followed by Obo. So you have Mihu, 34 DK points versus Team Spirit in the best of 1. 45 against Heroic. 37 against Gambit. If we look at Oboe stats, so let's take a look at Oboe here real quick. 35 against Spirit. 83 against Heroic. 32 against Gambit. They're playing Gambit again. So for me, it's Oboe. And it's Mihu. I would say Breezy 3rd. Tarek is not on the team. Always on the bench. Cirque 4. Stanislaw 5. I would like to take this opportunity to give a shout out to our sponsor, PrizePicks. Head over to PrizePicks.com. New subscribers and new depositors. Use the promo code Clutch. New depositors get a promo. Bleh. Try saying that 10 times fast, folks. Use the promo code Clutch, and new depositors get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. PrizePicks, kind of sort of the future of DFS. Like I said, it's combining the best of like a sports betting with DFS. You're going against the line. We're going to go into our PrizePicks segment later on in the podcast. And while I have everyone's attention, please hit that like button down below. It doesn't cost anybody anything to hit it, and it's a free click. Helps us out, helps the YouTube algorithm, helps us grow this podcast. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button. That way there you all know every single time one of these podcasts drop. And again, this is a 9:30 a.m. slate. We want to make sure we get this content out to you guys as quick as possible. And leave a comment down below as well. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. Tell us who you guys are on. Who are your conviction plays? Who do you just absolutely want to play? Maybe you want to go, 45% on interest. Maybe you want to go 30% on interest. Maybe you want to lock in Shiro. Maybe you want to lock in Device. We'll get to that in the next game. So tell us who you like in the comments section. Big shout out to all of our listeners. Thank you so much for the support. Dan and I are so extremely grateful. We didn't think we'd get, we were surprised when we got 10 views. And you guys have just been turning out in numbers. Tell your friends, share us on social media. Follow the podcast on social media at CSGO Clutch Pod. You can follow me on Twitter at AdamWX21. You can follow Dan on Twitter at WanDelch, WANDELCH. Whew. Okay, enough of the promos, enough of the plugs. Here we go. Second game on this slate, the Ninjas in Pajamas versus Complexity Gaming. I'm almost positive it's Complexity Gaming. It is Complexity Gaming. Haha. This is why sometimes we just use acronyms. Anyway, NIP versus Complexity. Device 8600, something we want to take advantage of in this slate. Anytime Device is over the 9,000, absolutely something we want to take a chance on in this slate. Here's one that interests me from the NIP side of thing, and it's Hampus. All right, Hampus is somebody who's become the IGL yet again. Someone we know that has a ceiling. Someone that we know can crush and smash a slate. He's 7,000. I think he can do really well in this matchup versus Complexity. If we take a look at the last game we played Complexity, he had 84 DK points. Now, that's not something we want to go by as an indicator, but something to keep an eye on for sure. So, I have interest in Hampus on this slate. I actually kind of like Hampus over Device. Is that ballsy of me to say I like Hampus over Device? Device is someone who's good, can be great, is always someone that's firmly in play. I'd say Rez 3 for me, Plopsky 4, LNZ 5. Look, we need to see more out of LNZ first before we go anywhere else. So if we take a look really quickly at LNZ, a couple of games we've seen him play in IEM. He had 13, 3, and 16 for 9 DK points, 36, 9, and 56 versus VP, 15 DK points. He's not someone I'm interested in right now in playing. Look, there's only 20 players. It's a 2-game slate. You want to take 10, 15% LNZ, I have no problem with that whatsoever. Likewise, you want to take 10 to 50% and play Rush on the other side of Complexity. No problem with that whatsoever. Not someone I'm interested in playing on like a one lineup or a single entry type deal. From Complexity. Config at 7,200 stands out as a fantastic play for Complexity. Someone I'd build Complexity stacks around. Blame F is my second favorite on this slate, followed by JKS, Poison, and Rush. It's time for our core value, GPP, and favorite team stack segment here on the podcast. And again, I've already said it. Core play for me on this slate is Shiro. Value play on this slate, I am going to go with Mihu at 5,600. And my GPP play on this slate is going to be Hampus, if you're playing on the NIP side of things as well. You could always slot in Device than anyone else, but I like Hampus on this slate as my favorite play from NIP. And if Bao is a favorite team stack, Gambit's the chalk. If you want a large field GPP target, it's EG yet again. So they have the leverage. They're the ultimate leverage on this slate. Probably going to get crushed by Gambit. If they come out and beat Gambit in this, EG is going to win a tournament. So again, Mihu 1, Obo 2, Luke 1, Breezy 3. I can make the case for Cirque over Breezy. Cirque 3, Breezy 4, Stanislav 5. Breezy and Cirque interchange mode is very, very iffy right now in Breezy. Production, but we know we can get there. We know he can absolutely smash. So I'll stick with Breezy 3, just Luke 1 on him there. Cirque 4, again, is opposite Shiro. So Cirque 4, you can interchange Breezy, and you can interchange Cirque. Stanislav 5 is the IGL for EG. Time for our prize pick segment here on the show, and I'm going to just refresh the page here real quick. Bringing us right back to the NBA slate. So let's take a look at this real quick. We're going to head all the way down here. For the purposes of this, for the purposes of the podcast, I was going to say we stick with tier 1, but Norber under 39.5 frags versus the Lingby Vikings. Axile 40.5 on maps 1 and 2. I do want to mention, Prize Picks now giving us solo map 3. Check out the rules for Prize Picks as well. Let's just do that real quick. We check out the rules here real quick. How does map 3 work on here? Sorry, folks. I'm actually very curious here on the rules for map 3. Quickly reading here real quick. I will reach out to my friends over at Prize Picks and I'll get an answer for everybody. So, but just be in mind, you can play people from map 3. Like, I don't know if they don't play, you don't get scored. But, like, I'm under Norber on maps 1 and 2. I'm definitely under Norber on 20.5 on map 3. Axile 40.5 is a very, very interesting line. The reason he's a very interesting line is because it is very tough for anybody to hit 40. Basically, that they hit a 41, hit the over. I think Axile can do it. I'm going to stick to my conviction of him being a core play. I'm taking the over on 40.5. Breezy's line is really interesting. I am going to stay away from that line. If I think Axile goes over 40.5, it's possible Breezy goes under. I'm not touching that line. I'm going to be extremely ballsy and say devices going under 39.5. My thinking is very simple. I think NIP versus Complexity is going to be a very tight and close contest between these two. I also think Blame F under 38.5 as well. I just think we're going to see, we're going to see a lot of fraction device. I think he's just going to miss the 39 mark or the 40 mark on the first 2 maps, and I think Blame F is going to be, you know, I think it's a config day. So I'll take the under on 38.5. I have no problem going over or under on device. I would just go under, but I don't feel confident in that at all. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it here for this episode of the CSGO Clutch Podcast. Again, follow us on Twitter at CSGO Clutch Pod. You can follow me on Twitter at AdamWX21, and you can follow Dan on Twitter at Wandelch, WANDLCH. Thank you for tuning in into the podcast. If you have any questions, reach out to us on Twitter. Wish you good luck on the slate. Latest, peoples.